Yo! What's up, y'all? It's Zems, and welcome back to another Puppet History reaction video. The last one we reacted to was about the Dancing Plague, so if you haven't seen that one, make sure you go stop by and go check that out. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Reprisalzems, and welcome to the Crow's Nest. And those of you that don't know, I'm going to be pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing.
Welcome one and all to Season 5 of Puppet History. Today we'll be taking an ever-winding look at yet another chapter in the heavy book we call History, while our guests ruthlessly compete for the coveted title of History Master. I am your beloved host, the Professor. Thank you. Now before cracking in, I know it looked like maybe Ryan Bergara murdered me at the end of last season by hurling my sexy little body back to the Cretaceous period, but clearly I am here now and unharmed, so it of course did not work, and I won't be answering any questions because there aren't any questions to be answered. Simple as that, okay? Now, Ryan Bergara, are you ready?
He got the force on.
Okay. Special guest Sarah Rubin, are you ready?
I guess.
Then let's crack in!
Greatest American Hippo.
The last time I saw you, you were getting sucked into a cosmic butthole.
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing.
And now you're here.
Yeah, I guess I am.
If that could happen, that's so crazy that I'm willing to also accept that he's just back. You know what I mean?
It's a full life.
Yeah.
What? No, what? No, what do you,
Maybe I shouldn't skip so many seasons. I know it's a lot of Puppet History videos, but it was like 15, 20 Puppet History videos, so I picked one of the most recent ones that I thought was going to be interesting. So let me know which ones you guys want me to watch next. I know they're out of order, so I'm going to, a lot of this stuff is going to fly over my head because I don't know what's going on.
Hey man, you just gotta roll with it.
Yeah.
The whole internet was angry at me for a whole year for killing you, and you're not dead.
Well, maybe
and
you shouldn't have killed me, huh? You ever think about that?
I didn't
Yeah.
kill you, though.
I mean, there's water under the bridge, man. Let's get over that bridge and go learn some stuff, huh? How's that?
I'm ready to learn.
Okay.
I'd love to know some facts and some
wait.
stories.
Am I dead right now?
No, you're not dead. You're very alive.
Do you think I'm dead?
No, I'm just, not to say this would be hell, but
Sarah, give him a little pinch.
okay, that did hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. Now, what do you think about a juicy, thick with 3 C's steak? My little mouth is just sopping wet thinking about a big old T-bone.
Yeah.
You like meat?
Fire. Steak is good,
It's coming in with a lot of energy. I mean, I like meat, but it's also sort of, you know, it's bad for the environment.
Yeah, but it's good for my tummy. Also bad for my body.
Yeah. A steak is as big as, how long does it take you to eat one steak?
About a month.
All right.
You like meat, Ryan?
Yeah, I do.
What's your favorite cut?
A fucking,
Just say a meat.
tomahawk. A tomahawk.
Oh, yeah.
Showing off.
Living up to the beef boy
Compensating.
name.
So we're just
Tomahawk
talking
is
now.
fire.
Yeah, we're just
It's
talking
expensive,
now. Get
but
with
it's
it.
fire.
Professor, what's up with that box?
Don't talk about the box.
I mean, it looks cool.
Don't look at my box!
What's going on with it?
Don't touch the box!
I'm not gonna touch the box. I just. No, just.
Don't touch me.
Okay.
Okay.
Kind of happy to see you.
I mean, boundaries. You guys have been through some stuff.
Today, we're visiting a time when steak wasn't as easy to come by in America as it is today, and learning about the weird men who had an unconventional idea for fixing that. Fire up your grills, we're talking about hippo meat! And also just sort of about 2 a-holes.
Ooh.
But the a-holes are not on the
Not-
hippos.
They're not us, right? We're not the 2 a-holes.
Oh.
No, you guys are great.
Well, right out of the gate, I am so tempted to ask you who fought in the Second Boer War, but that's such a nasty way to start the season, so I'll just tell you. The Boer War, aka the Second Boer War, was fought from 1899 until 1902 between Great Britain and the 2 Boer republics. The Boers were Dutch, German, or Huguenot farmers living in southern Africa.
So, you know, they get up to some stuff down there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it was colonizers fighting colonizers?
Yeah, fuck them all.
Oh, okay, yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Now, even though Britain's military outnumbered the Boers' army by more than 5 to 1 during the conflict, the Boers put up a stiff defense as the war was being fought on their doorstep, a long way from home for the British soldiers. In modern warfare, with satellites and drones, it's relatively easy to get information about your enemies. During the Boer War, however, a military had to rely on scouts to learn about the movements and strength of the other side. And as it happened, both sides of this conflict had legendary scouts.
Yeah, both. And you have to be really, really good for that, bro, because their security was up top notch, bro. At least back then, like they were on guard and stuff like that. They didn't have cameras and stuff, so you had people pulling security further out than the rest of the unit. So you being a scout, you had to be really good, because if you got caught, bro, it was a wrap. They was not going to release you. They was going to torture you until you got all their information that they needed, and then sit you back with a message or just get rid of you entirely. So now they won't even have a scout to continue that mission.
Would you guys like to be scouts in the military? I feel like the military is a pretty rough gig on account of having to take human life.
What do you think a scout does?
I don't know. Just checks places out, sniffs them.
I think
Sniff some.
Yeah.
I would never want to be a scout, by the way, to
I
answer your
wouldn't,
question.
no.
If I was in the military, I'd be a deserter.
Yeah.
I'm a coward.
I don't want to be in the military. However, I'd love to wear disguises. Like being
Little
a spy
outfits.
seems cool.
Yeah, little outfits are
Yeah,
fun.
little outfits. I'm in it for the outfits always.
Epaulets. Ooh, God, I love epaulets.
Well, epaulets would give you away, wouldn't
Like
they?
a little prince? Oh, I just want to dress up like a little prince.
I just don't want to kill people.
Okay, well, we probably have to move on.
Ryan.
On the British side
Bless
was a
his
real
heart.
son of a gun named Frederick Russell Burnham. This human chunk of beef jerky was born May 11th, 1861 in Tivoli, Minnesota. While he was still basically a boy, Burnham left his family and made his way to Texas, where frontiersmen took him under their wing, showing him the skills that they'd come to learn while hacking it in the wild. In short order, Burnham had developed a scouting expertise that was practically unrivaled. He learned to make traps, read nature's signs, track horses, shoot, and wayfind.
Okay, now I do want to be a scout. It sounds fucking sick.
You had me at traps.
With these skills and some natural moxie to boot, Burnham found work guarding mining camps and escorting prospectors through the wild. Eventually, he tried settling down on an orange grove in Pasadena. Now, mind
snap.
you, this was well before the town had a cheesecake factory or a Buca de Beppo to its name, so you can imagine the guy didn't find it to his liking.
It's kind of cool to hear about Pasadena in like the 1860s, because I
Yeah.
only know it as a place, like you said, that has a cheesecake factory. Also a good Apple store.
Great Apple Store.
Cheesecake Factory is not that great. I'm sorry, it's too expensive, bro. The hype is not there, bro. I feel the same way about In-N-Out. Me being from California, I'm sorry, bro. In-N-Out is overhyped, bro. Cheesecake Factory is overhyped, and that's the two I could think of as of right now that are super overhyped. I don't know how people like In-N-Out fries. The fries are just so dry, bro. There's like no potatoes. It's just so plain, bro. Like, if you don't get like animal style or cheese on them, the fries is doo-doo, bro.
For all the people who aren't from Southern California, just picture a big mall of a town with some nice trees and the house from Halloween.
Yep.
That's true, they did shoot Halloween there.
Anyway, he didn't like Pasadena. No, he craved the adventure of the outdoors. And so, he set his sights abroad, offering his services to the British, essentially joining the Boer War because he was bored. Well, it's worth noting that Burnham wasn't like some bachelor with a lust for adventure. He also dragged his wife and son to live in a war zone with him. Thanks, Dad.
No.
I guess that's somewhat wholesome, though, but rather than leaving them at home.
Is it?
Yeah, where they were safe and not gonna die.
Yeah.
You smell that? What's that I'm tracking in the wind? Oh, it's our season's first question! The learning has begun! Ready your quills, my beauties!
All right, let's
Which
get
of
it.
the following
Let's get
did
it.
Burnham not do while scouting in Africa? A. Hide for days in a dang aardvark hole. B. Constantly clean and re-swallow 6 bullets so we always had backup ammo. Or C. Float along a river under a cow carcass with 2 holes cut out for eyes.
Hide in that aardvark hole.
Okay, one of those he
Aardvark hole.
didn't do.
Correct.
Okay, these are the 3 craziest things that a person could possibly do.
I think it's the aardvark.
Got this. You both got
'Cause
this. I
don't think
believe
he's-
in both of
I don't
you.
think he's
How'd
big
you do
enough
on
to fit in the
Did you take the
aardvark hole.
SAT?
I actually did pretty bad, from my recollection. No, wait, no, I did okay.
I don't know anything about it. I couldn't reach the desk.
Couldn't fill out the Scantron.
They didn't give you a little mini one?
No.
You're so mirthful this season. Are you just happy?
Well, I'm alive. It feels good.
Okay, I've got my answer.
Okay, Ryan, what do you got?
I got 8.
B, bullets ain't food.
Okay, and Sarah?
B, bullet dinner.
Oh, we got my B-boys out there.
B-boys.
So I can't remember what this bit is. Do we play basketball noises?
I don't think we ever did B-boys, it was
Oh,
C-Dog.
B-boys, let's do some basketball noises.
Okay.
Squeak, squeak. Ref. Point for the team. Okay.
You're right.
I'm in hell.
Hey,
Points to both of you!
Oh, there it is.
Yay! First question of the season. You both got some beautiful little jelly beans. Isn't that wonderful?
Damn, I'd have been losing, bro.
I should say, I don't know for sure that he didn't have spare poop bullets, but I do know he did those other things. Now, switching our focus to the other side of the conflict, the Boers had themselves a scout known as the Black Panther, described by one writer as a, quote, walking, living, breathing, searing, killing, destroying torch of hate.
You're not talking about
Black
Wakanda,
Panther
though.
was at least as crafty and determined as Burnham, and hated the British more than Ryan Bergara hates it when his pre-sale code for Blue Man Group tickets doesn't work.
I do hate that. I really do hate that.
Let me guess a code. Blue. Is that one of the codes?
Yeah.
The Black Panther was captured twice, escaping both times. The second time, he had been sent to prison all the way in Lisbon, where he seduced the daughter of the jailer, got out, sailed to England to enlist in their army while posing as a Boer defector, got a free ride down to Africa, and immediately went back to helping the Boers.
Bro, do you know how much game you gotta have to seduce the daughter of the jailer, bro, to release you and sneak you out perfectly so you can escape? Man, was smooth, bro. He moonwalked out of the jail with his lips. He was like...
I thought the other guy was badass, but this guy,
Yeah, he was,
Pretty impressive.
this guy's unbelievable.
How did he seduce the
That's what I'm
jailer's
saying.
daughter?
He was probably like, hello. You know?
Yeah. That's your line right there, right? What if he just like started doing dips in like the cell?
Dips?
What are dips?
You know, like a tricep
Like
dip?
dip?
Oh,
Like,
boy,
what if he
here
was
we
just
go.
what if he was just like, look at this.
With the tongue
Yeah,
out?
the oil and water.
Tongue out again? Okay. I'll give you my daddy's keys. Daddy, give me There's a hunk here. Now, during the war, Burnham was supposed to track down and kill the Black Panther, while the Black Panther's job was to kill Burnham. Though the two scouts never crossed paths during the war, both men served their sides admirably, and a mutual respect developed between the two. Burnham would call the Black Panther, quote, one of the craftiest men I ever met. By 1905, his service in Africa concluded, Burnham set off back to California. The America he was returning to, however, had a problem. Whew. What was America's problem in this
let's see.
specific instance?
I should
A,
be able to get this
not
one.
enough meat, also the Spanish-American War. B, not enough meat, also a nearly 700% increase in railroad sabotage. Or C, not enough meat, also questioning its very identity and everything it represented.
C. Nothing has changed if it's C.
I see a lot of writing over there.
I believe it's C, bro.
Ryan, how you been?
We doing this right now?
I guess we don't have to. Are we locked in?
Yeah.
Ryan, what do you got?
C. Civil War sucked.
I'm
Because
gonna
like
say
you
C.
said, America wasn't sure who it was. I mean,
Yeah.
the definition of not knowing who you are is fighting infighting. So
I'm sure. Sarah?
I put A, Spanish-American War, meat, I think. Sorry, I'm creative. I don't know. I don't know these things. I know general things.
That's okay. Point to the beef boy!
Told you. Let's
sure
go.
that will somehow
Do this.
count.
Don't worry, we'll see what happens. It's all up to the algorithm. You know that algorithm machine is running better than ever this season. Yes, never mind that Upton Sinclair had just published The Jungle, showing America how nasty the meat supply was, with whole-ass men toppling into meat grinders and everyone just kind of shrugging about it. The public still demanded their meats, but there was simply not enough flesh. Supple, life-defining flesh.
So my thing is, do you guys actually think that we may have eaten a human before by accident? You know, some people are like, oh dang, I lost a piece of my finger, and it go inside like little machine or whatnot. Do you guys think so? Let me know down in the comment section, because I've always thought about stuff like that. Like, what are the chances of us actually eating something that's not chicken or beef, you know, or pork? What if it's something else? Ryan's face.
The meat question, as it came to be known, prompted some deep introspection about who the nation even was. America was a nation of innovators and problem solvers. What would happen to our reputation if we couldn't solve a problem as basic as we're burger? We love our burgers, right?
We do love burgers.
They
I
were
love
like,
burgers.
the only thing we have to solve right now
Burgers.
is burger. Nothing
Everything else is perfect.
To be fair, if I lived in a world without burgers, I'd drive into the ocean.
You drive into the ocean.
That's right, just to make sure that it's open.
What would be your meat alternative? Like, if you couldn't get cow, say all the cows are gone.
Cows gone. No
Cows
turkey.
gone.
No
Global
turkey.
warming solved. What burger are you going for?
Yeah, what strange animal would you like to put on a burger?
Oh, probably turkey burger is fine.
No, I
Okay,
said
a
no
strange
turkey.
animal.
I said strange. Turkeys are perfectly wonderful and normal.
Strange is
kissable.
Strange is totally subjective. I think turkeys are weird as hell. What's going on with the little red ball sack on their chin?
I'd like to eat a beaver.
Oh
yeah.
no.
I know that's like a watcher thing, but I also I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, what does the tail taste like?
Yeah.
In my downtime, I've really been thinking about like, just what does a beaver taste like? So I'm gonna say that.
In your downtime, you've been thinking a lot about what a beaver tastes like?
I'm just like curious about like the tail specifically. Like, imagine the tail on like a sub roll. Like, maybe it's fried.
What if it's a sandwich where the two pieces of bread are the beaver tails and inside is just a big old sloppy heap of beaver meat?
That sounds like a lot. I love beavers. I think they're adorable little creatures. I love when they plop their little tail on like a puddle and it makes a funny little noise.
Yeah, and then you're like, what would that taste like?
That being said, I bet you that tail is fatty as hell.
I've read that
I would never do it.
I've read that it tastes very sweet and buttery.
Oh, God, I want
That
one
makes
so bad.
sense because they look fatty. I would never eat a beaver though, out of principle. Probably, I guess like a penguin maybe would be interesting.
Earlier, she said steak and stuff wasn't good for you, it's the environment. And she wants to eat beaver. That's a really weird choice. I think the only thing I've ever thought about, like, I wonder what it tastes like, was like a alligator or shark. I've always thought about those, but I never really picked something like really weird, like, oh, I wonder what fox or beaver or seal tastes like. I've never thought of that kind of stuff. But actually, now that I think about it, when I was in Germany, I had kangaroo. I didn't know that was a thing. They had a kangaroo burger, and that was very odd for me. And it was like a thing to where I felt weird because I'm always used to eating beef, pork, or chicken, you know. So it's like, here's this whole new animal that's pretty much like taboo or weird, that you would not see many people eating or even wanting to try. Like, I've never seen a kangaroo before in my life, but now I'm about to eat one, so it's like, it's weird, right?
Penguin is so much cuter.
Nah,
wrong
dude,
with
beavers are cute as hell.
But think about how many movies penguins have been in. We know them. We know their stories. Beavers.
You talking about Happy Feet?
I'm talking about Happy Feet. I'm talking about Surf's Up. I'm talking about Penguins of Madagascar.
Marginal penguins.
What about
Say
Leave It
March
to
of the
Beaver?
Beavers.
I'd watch that.
Imagine just a procession of beavers in a line, their little tails
All
flopping
of them slapping.
in synchronization as they're
And me
walking.
walking up behind them with a knife and a fork.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro.
If only there was some
Yeah, watch
better
out for
way
her.
to use our less hospitable lands. Say, the deserts of the Southwest, or, I don't know, the bayous of the South. And while we're brainstorming, I know cows are big, but what if we had some even bigger, fleshier source of protein, so we could get more bang for our bull, so to speak? Well, having spent much of his life scavenging for nutrition in the wilderness, Burnham knew how to think outside the box about food, believing, quote, "The man of one diet is hopelessly handicapped, for nature has made it possible for a well-organized human being to wrest sustenance out of 1,000 foods." One of those 1,000 foods happened to weigh thousands of pounds and love swampy terrain. You know I'm talking about that sweet, wet river horse, the hippopotamus.
God, they look juicy.
Oh, they gotta have a lot of meat on
Yeah,
it,
they
man.
do.
They look like a big ass jelly bean with eyes.
Dangerous though, don't they kill? They're
yeah.
very dangerous animals.
They're horrifying, and they
Worse
could
than
run
lions.
fast as shit, and they could swim fast, and they have those big ass teeth.
Chompers.
They're not as vindictive, I would say, as like perhaps like an elephant. An elephant is hardcore and metal. You know what I mean?
Are they?
Did you not hear that story about that elephant recently?
What'd he do?
This elephant trampled this woman to death,
What?
and
Yeah.
then it came back to the funeral and trampled her again. That's a true story.
Did she say some like messed up shit to the elephant?
Did she
or
like
something?
spoil the sixth
That's
sense?
what you're getting from that. The point of the story is the elephant remembered her and was like, not only do I not like you in life, I'm gonna make sure your loved ones can't even celebrate you. It's amazing.
Elephants are usually kind of sweet, so I do feel like she must have done
She
something.
did something.
You know, not to
Yeah.
victim blame, but
Not to victim blame, but I'm blaming that victim.
Bro, she got trampled, bro. The elephant was like somewhere in the wild, bro, and it happened to be a TV right there. He was just broadcasting her funeral, and he stampeded that way and knocked on the door to let him in. He went straight to the front and trampled the casket, bro. That's wild.
Apparently she was trying to get water from a watering hole, so maybe it was like, that's my watering hole,
Yeah.
not yours.
you know what?
Time
We're
to-
just visitors in
That's
their
right.
domain.
On Mother Gaia.
Technically,
And
we're-
sometimes Mother Gaia can be a nasty woman.
So I stay in the house.
Vindictive bitch.
That's right.
Well, Burnham tried to get the government to see that hippos could be a solution to its grumbly little tum-tum, but he didn't get very far. To become a reality, such an unorthodox idea needed a champion inside Congress to shepherd it and build support. Enter Robert Broussard.
Hello there.
Congressman Robert Broussard was a popular Democrat from Louisiana with essentially no political competition in his district. That meant he could bring forth a novel idea without worrying about facing ridicule from challengers in the next election. Even better, Broussard saw importing hippos as a way not just to address the food question, but another problem plaguing his constituents. Ooh, what problem was that?
Let's get it.
A, too many bunnies. B, too many flowers. Or C, too many chocolates.
What? Uh-oh. Something falling?
B.
I don't see anything.
Too many
Okay.
bunnies?
This place haunted?
The ghosts were in the studio all along.
I don't know. The Boo Goo machine back at Watcher HQ is a long way away from here. It was at that moment that our audio recorder picked up this dinky little noise.
Look, it's bringing back flashbacks for
Google
Ryan.
containment unit?
You know a lot about ghosts, Professor.
Yeah, I do.
Are you a ghost?
What kind of question is that? Come on.
Oh yeah, because
You got eaten by a dinosaur. I think that's a pretty fair question.
Yeah, it is. Exactly.
I went through some stuff.
You mean death?
Okay, Ryan, what do you got?
I got A for
Yeah.
abundance of bunnies.
Sarah?
I put too many bunnies.
Is that a little bunny?
I drew a bunny also, just
That was quick.
maybe that'll get me
I love that.
synergized.
Yeah, a little bonus point for that bunny. There you go. Yeah, tasty.
That was,
nom, nom.
that was pretty
Well,
quick.
at last, a dose of culture descends upon us as we will now learn the answer through the magic of theater. I'll be back in just a second. Bye.
You about to start dancing and doing some
Love
extra
when he
stuff.
does a little
What?
show.
Where's these fucking people?
Congressman Broussard, my name is Clet, and I have a problem. Oh dear, Clet, it tears my heart in twain to hear that. Is it the meat question? Well, meat is hard to come by these days, but, well, promise you won't laugh. My other problem is flowers. The water hyacinths are clogging the waterways. Our shipping routes are ruined, and they're killing the fish by sucking up all the oxygen in the water. Some days I wish some sort of hungry animal could come and just gobble up all them flowers.
Wow.
A hungry animal, you say? Well, I may just have an absolutely batshit crazy idea.
So we don't get points then.
Okay, points to neither of you. It was flowers.
Except for the arbitrary one you gave her.
Not arbitrary.
It was earned.
Yes, first brought to Louisiana in
flowers?
1884 as gifts from the Japanese delegation at the International Cotton Exposition, the asexually reproducing water hyacinth quickly spread, causing huge problems for anyone whose livelihood depended on the waterways. Looking to kill two birds with one hippo-sized stone, Broussard introduced H.R. 23261, which would allocate $250,000 to import hippos and other animals to the U.S. When it came time to debate, Broussard brought in 3 men to testify in favor of the bill. First, a nerd from the Department of Agriculture, W.N. Irwin, talked about the benefits of such a bill, describing hippo as, quote, good, wholesome flesh for our people.
That's a nerdy ass name.
Did WN stand for what a nerd?
Bonus jelly for Sarah, because that was a funny joke. Next was Burnham, who brought up how the meats of American diets, cows, pigs, poultry, and sheep, were all largely imported from Europe hundreds of years ago. Why not import more?
Exactly.
After Burnham, a third expert was called. Who was the third expert?
I'm not gonna get this one.
A. Immigrant writer and opportunistic showman Fritz Duquesne. B. Former U.S. President and conservationist Theodore Roosevelt.
I feel like it's gonna be someone
Or
that's
C.
less likely.
Cattle rancher and wanted felon Anton Chigurh.
Cattle rancher.
Okay, that can't be right.
I'm gonna say C.
How you feeling about this one? You guys feeling confident?
It's either C or A.
Okay.
I mean, I feel confident that's not Anton Chigurh.
Unless that's based off a real person. Holy
It's
shit.
not. It's not.
No, don't worry.
That would suck. I hate
Siri.
Oh my god, that would be.
I think it's
Still
A.
out there.
If the last thing I saw in life was that
A.
haircut, holy shit.
It's A.
Ryan, what'd you put?
Put A for Fritz.
Fritz.
Just because I want that name to be real. I want him to be a real person.
Sarah, what do you got?
I put Fritz Duquesne, and I hope this doesn't bite me in the butt, but I feel like I've heard of him.
Oh!
So hopefully it's a real person.
Well, jelly beans for both of you!
Hooray!
Well, if you don't remember Fritz, maybe you know him better by his alias, the Black Panther!
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's good.
This has
He's
to
a
be a
scout.
cinematic event.
Plot
That's
twist.
right. Burnham and his lifelong nemesis, the Black Panther, a.k.a. Fritz Duquesne, were testifying alongside one another. Can you imagine having to sit next to a person who has explicitly tried to kill you while you educate people about hippos?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I
But-
wouldn't be able to
Just
do it.
kidding.
I didn't try to kill you.
Anyway, how did these two rivals find themselves on the same side of a congressional hearing? Well, after his side lost the Boer War, Duquesne essentially had nothing apart from his scouting skills and an all-consuming hatred of Great Britain. Duquesne made his way to America, where he began writing articles about Africa for the New York Sun, eventually turning his stories into a touring lecture, capitalizing on a surge of interest in Eastern Africa thanks to now former President Roosevelt's well-publicized travels there. By luck, when Broussard was gathering his panel of experts, Duquesne was lecturing in D.C. Duquesne was popular at the hearing, pointing out how well his hippo-fed side had fought in the Boer Wars, then explaining how hippos are easy to train and not dangerous. The hearing concluded with few, if any, reasons why the idea wasn't a home run.
I don't know what hippos he's been dealing with, but the hippos I've seen is tipping over boats and chasing people in the water, bruh. I don't know if you can train a hippo, but I mean, at the zoos, they kind of do it, but not really, because they can kind of like tell them when their feeding schedule is. They know when they're about to eat and stuff like that, so they can train them like that way. So I guess it's possible. I've never seen a hippo trainer. I've seen them do it to dolphins and whales, so at this point, anything is possible. I seen a damn snake play dead just yesterday when I was scrolling through social media. So at this point, the sky's the limit. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody went outside and start training ants and ant colonies and whatnot.
The idea of postmating some hippos from Africa
Hippo.
swept through the media. Some
Hippo.
balked, with one op-ed in the Washington Herald arguing, quote, "We cannot eat things that give us the shudders, no matter what their undisputed food value may be." Essentially the same argument toddlers raise about broccoli. Others embraced the idea, excited to try a hippo pot pie for themselves.
That sounds fucking good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of I'd like to have some like hippo mac and cheese.
Oh, God!
I just kind of want it cubed, just like a big old cube of like hippo meat.
Oh, I'm just imagining being at a grocery store and just one of those old ladies with those plastic-ass gloves being like, "You want to try some hippo?"
You want a pound of hippo meat?
You know what? Now that I think about it, I'd try a grizzly bear or something like that, bro. Like a bear. I'd try bear.
For your charcuterie platter?
I'm curious what its like texture is because the first thing that comes to mind is like a whale.
Yeah.
And whale is like super blubbery, but I guess they are kind of like cows.
I would guess they're pretty steak-like.
Oh, interesting. I was picturing blubber too, kind of almost like like a bone marrow-y kind of like feel, because they're so chunky.
Well, fast forwarding 110 years, we don't eat that much hippo in America. Oh, so, why didn't hippo meat take off?
Thought of it?
A. Duquesne murdered Burnham. B. Rumors of hippopox led Louisiana to ban the animal.
B.
Or C. Basic fundamental communication issues.
I'm gonna say B. They always trying to. There's always some disease, bruh. There's always some kind of little pox or some kind of thing that gets you not want to do. I think it's B. But A is not too bad either. But I'm thinking B. B is my first choice. A is my second.
Yeah, I don't know. I like
Taking a nap.
Okay.
All right.
Gonna go with A, murder, I guess.
Okay. And Sarah?
I'm gonna go see the thing that hurts any great venture, communication.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say B.
jelly bean for Sarah.
Oh wow.
Communication is important, like
is.
something that a genie tells you will not happen and yet does.
Always got to read the fine print on those things, you know?
Yeah, I really gotta check that out.
No one ever reads it. You ever read the terms and conditions on like an update?
I read them all.
I doubt it. I doubt that very much. Do you read the terms and conditions?
Yeah.
Or you just scroll down and press agree, read?
I just
I
pressed
mean,
agree,
you
bro.
know,
Be honest.
I really
I don't got a lot of time, you know.
I knew it.
Yes,
That
as
is
hard
scary.
as it is to get 3 people together to work on something these days, imagine doing so without text messages and email. Basically, instead of anything straight up defeating the idea, it appears to have just slowly faded from everyone's minds and just, never came to pass.
So what did they do
Eventually,
about food?
the meat market stabilized, not because of imported animals, but due to industrial agriculture. More land was made usable, and more animals were put on said land. Hippo meat became a solution looking for a problem. Isn't that sad?
I'm sad because I wanted to know what the hippo meat tasted like.
Yeah. I mean, we can get some here. We could Postmate some if you want some.
All right, great.
So you mean to tell me that this whole issue that they congregated about just solved itself?
It seemed like there was a lot of people being like, hey, are we doing this? And someone else would be like, yeah, don't worry, we're working on it. Nobody ever really pulled the trigger on it.
So moral of the story is procrastination is good then.
I guess.
Yeah.
God knows, if they had succeeded, you know, America might be running rampant with feral hippos.
That doesn't sound bad.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does if they're, you know, violent.
Just every now and then a TikTok of someone getting wrecked in a Walmart
Actually,
parking
that
lot.
sounds great.
That sounds great, right?
You've changed my mind.
Fighting a hippo with a shopping cart, imagining that'd be kind of cool.
Or we would have domesticated them, so we would have had little hippo pets.
Keep them small.
Yeah.
Duquesne found himself in a similar situation. Back when Africa and hippo meat were in the zeitgeist, he had a livelihood and a purpose. But as hip popularity receded,
I was wondering when a hippo pun was going to come into play,
well, you got me.
and then you disappointed.
As hip popularity receded, however, the Black Panther needed a new way to make a living. Duquesne was rudderless and restless, in search of some circumstance that called for his cobbled-together set of skills. In 1914, that circumstance presented itself. World War I! Remember, thanks to the Boer Wars, Duquesne hated England with all of his being. So he decided he had to help Germany any way he could. Duquesne made his way to Brazil, where he offered his services as a spy to the German consulate. He used his skills sabotaging English shipments with explosives, eventually blowing up the SS Tennyson as it sailed to New York. Investigators discovered Duquesne was responsible, but it was too late. On April 27, 1916, the New York Times reported that Duquesne had been murdered while riding through Bolivia. The Black Panther had finally been slain.
Damn.
What happened to Duquesne's body?
They threw it in the water.
A. It was transported to America, where it toured around the country. B. It was shipped to South Africa, where it received a hero's funeral. Or C. It was sent to Burnham in Mexico, so it could be identified and burned.
I think C.
Sad to see him go, you know.
C or A.
He was fighting for Germany.
Because he was
in
very
World War I,
popular, so I think
not
it's
a
either
great
one of those.
photo.
I want to go with
Guys locked
C.
in?
Yeah.
What do you got?
I'm going with D, devoured by hippos.
That is not.
That's what happened, right? That happened.
Sarah, what do you got?
I'm going with C, Burnham.
Well, for this answer, we have someone who was actually there. Dashing war hero, Captain Claude Stoughton. Captain Claude, take it away!
If this story doesn't end with someone being eaten by a hippo, I'm gonna be pissed off. Because that has to happen at least once.
Thank you, Professor. The answer is A, so points to nobody.
I was close.
But a word of warning, not everything on this stage is as it seems.
Like that box?
Shut up. For instance, I am actually Berthold Sabo, a.k.a. Von Gotthard, a.k.a. Frederick Barron, a.k.a. F. Krabs, a.k.a. Colonel Bezine, a.k.a. Fritz Duquesne. That's right, the Black Panther, baby! I'm still alive, touring the nation disguised as Captain Claude. Oh, I truly am the most irascible.
Hello? Hi, who are you? I'm the police. How are you? Great. You're coming with us. You're under arrest. Oh no, why do I still go by my real name? Now I'm going to jail for blowing up those ships in World War I. You're going to jail for insurance fraud. What's this about blowing up ships? Oh, shoot.
Holy shit.
I mean, if
told
your
on
name is
himself.
Fritz Duquesne, it's probably hard to not go by it.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet name. To have to like withhold that information would be almost unavoidable, actually.
Hold on, I gotta change my camera battery.
It's me again.
Cool.
Hi. Okay, a bit of a nasty trick with that question, but you should expect nothing less when dealing with the Black Panther. That's crazy, yeah, it was him. He was alive.
How long did he survive under this disguise?
Oh, for a bit.
Damn. He is good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's real
Good. Yes, Duquesne faked his death, then changed his mind, which I guess is always an option in these situations. Duquesne headed back to America, where he tried another lap on the Africa lecture circuit. But audiences were over wilderness exploits. They wanted tales of heroism from their fighting boys overseas. And to meet that demand, Duquesne pretended to be fictional hero Claude Stoughton, and actually made some decent scratch touring, claiming he'd been bayoneted and gassed multiple times. In fact, all of those names he mentioned earlier, plus more, were aliases the Black Panther used, eluding capture from authorities while trying to make a living.
Feels like a fun thing to do. Like if I could fake my own death and get away with it.
Yeah.
And be, Burgess Moncrief
I
for the
love
rest
that.
of my life.
Love that.
That sounds great.
The rules are if you fake your own death, you have to choose a cartoon Rocky and Bullwinkle villain name.
But how would you even start over like that? Like, say if you did, like, hey, I pretended to die, I'm about to change my name. Like, where do you go, like, to start over? Yeah. Like, what if you had money, all your savings and stuff is gone, you can't really transfer or do anything? Like, Eric, you just start fresh. Like, maybe you could do that back then, but you do that this time, bro, I don't know. Good luck, bro. Everything's expensive, bro. Like, everything, gas, bro, food, traveling. I mean, unless you want to be like a little drifter, even then, that's dangerous, you know? So it's like, you have to forget everybody. You have to let go of friends. You have to let go of family, because somebody's going to tell on you. So nobody's just about to just let you live off your own life and be like, oh, he changed his name and move somewhere else. Okay, great. Like, you have to break off contact and meet a whole new circle, bro.
That's right. Burgess Moncrief would be my name, and I would live a life selling insurance in Iowa.
I'd be Bernadette Roselier.
Oh, what would you do?
In a circus. I'd be a ringmaster. What do they call it? Ringleader? Ringmaster?
Yeah.
Like,
fact
come
that
on,
she
come
said
on,
that
to
name
the
so
greatest show
fast
on earth.
lets me
I'm
know she
Bernadette
didn't think about
Roselier.
The point being, you can't do that today. Like, I do that, someone would be like, aren't you that idiot who hunts ghosts?
And you'd say, no, I'm Burgess.
Yeah, I'd have a mustache too.
Oh, of course you would.
Oh, then no one would recognize
No.
it.
And you
one
should
would.
shave off your eyebrows,
And get a face tattoo.
just to be sure.
I don't know about that part, but we could workshop later.
Get a nipple ring or two.
that would
be.
I don't know how that would help.
So I would
Just
have.
hide your-
workshopping some stuff here.
I would have cut out nipples on my shirts at all times.
Yeah. I mean, you don't do that now as Ryan Bergara, so
Well, that's a pretty good idea, actually, because then I could be like, ha, my eyes are up here. You know what I mean?
Get married first, then unleash that part of yourself.
oh wait, Burgess, pitch. So you cut out the holes on your shirt,
Yeah.
then you say my eyes are up here, but then you've got a tattoo on your forehead that says my nipples are down there.
That's good. So they could be pretty much on like a loop, going back and forth, back and forth. And that's how I hypnotize people.
Well, I'm excited to see you become that guy. Now, as we saw, Duquesne was eventually arrested for fraud. Hilariously, he tried to get an insurance payment for some film footage that was destroyed on the SS Tennyson, the boat he blew up. Once arrested, Duquesne's mental and physical health deteriorated. He began behaving erratically, collapsing during the trial, his legs suddenly paralyzed. The government wasn't going to let this slippery snake get away, though. They tested Duquesne, sticking pins in his legs and even under his toenails. When Duquesne didn't flinch, he was transferred to a mental hospital, where the immobile patient was doted on by nurses. And in the early hours of May 27th, 1919, Frederick Duquesne, the Black Panther,
Escaped.
escaped!
I knew it! I knew it!
Yes, he escaped! Point for the beef boy! Having faked being paralyzed for 7 months.
How did he escape? Did he use like a bunch of bed sheets tied together or something like
Yeah,
that?
sure.
He like made a wig out of a mop.
I like that too.
Well, continuing a streak of always picking the losing side, Duquesne went on to spy for Germany in World War II. His hatred of England governing literally every decision he ever made, to the extent that he ended up being a goddamn Nazi.
I think they missed the important question. How the hell did he get through that pain of them sticking a needle under his toenail, bro? Right then and there, I would have lost. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't feel. Oh shit. There's no way, bro. That's the question I would have asked if I was on the show. Like, how the hell did that not phase him when they were sticking him with poking him and everything like that, bro? Dude escaped 2 to 3 times, bro. He escaped the mental hospital. He escaped the jail in the beginning, bro. He escaped death. Like, bro, it's crazy, bro. It's insane. I think back then it was a little bit easier, though, bro. But now, I don't think no one could pull that off, bro. There's no way, bro. I mean, last person that did this kind of stuff was like El Chapo, but he had people like everywhere helping him out. It wasn't just him by himself.
He was caught in an elaborate FBI sting and sentenced to prison for 18 years.
Did he escape this prison too? This guy's like Rocket Raccoon.
Well,
No one could hold him.
on May 24th, 1956, Fritz Duquesne died in New York City, we think. For an epitaph, perhaps his FBI file summarizes Duquesne best. Quote, excellent talker with captivating personality, inveterate liar, sexual pervert.
Sweet.
Sexual.
Nice.
I mean, we're
Like your
Stellar's
tombstone,
daughter.
Professor.
Yeah, we'll get there.
That's what yours read. I didn't write it.
I was scared the professor was gonna pull off his glasses.
And he was gonna be Fritz Duquesne.
As for Burnham, he continued to live a life of adventure. While Duquesne was blowing up boats in Brazil, Burnham was mineral scouting in the American West. Cool. Frederick Burnham died on September 1st, 1947. The real-life inspiration for the Boy Scouts. The good parts, that is.
It's a worthy pursuit to collect minerals and rocks. I used to do that as a child. I used to have a chest full of them.
Yeah, what happened to it?
I still have it. Sometimes I look at them every now and then when I go back to my parents' house.
How long do you look at them for?
What time of night do you look at them?
I don't think I'll tell you about that.
Okay. Keep your secrets.
Well, looking back on the brief flash in U.S. history when Hippo meat was seriously proposed before Congress, it's easy to feel a tinge of nostalgia for a time when the government could entertain novel ideas in good faith. And while you may yearn for a lost time of fun news with hippos, frontiersmen, and flowers, one thing's just as true now as it was then. Getting people to accept something new is really, really difficult.
What a weird story, huh?
Liked Fritz. Could have used more hippos, honestly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought there was a kind of
Same.
shocking lack of hippos in the
really
story.
was.
There's a shocking lack of hippos in America.
Well, that concludes our history lesson. I'm going to go tally the scores to see who receives the title of History Master. While I do that, please enjoy this special performance from a big ol' hippo who just wants to get eaten.
Ugh.
Bye.
It's about to be so weird and
Boer
crazy. I
Hippo?
can feel it.
Oh, God.
These performances at the end of the
Totally
show.
incurred
wow.
for.
I mean, isn't that what it is? You want to get eaten?
Yeah, but
I'm not. He's encouraging it. I'm merely a bystander.
Look at his face like a riot.
Now who's that sexy piece of ass in the lake? It's me. I'm a big beefy hippo and I want you to know what you've been missing while you're eating all that dusty ass steak. Well, I'm juicy and all yours. This water pup is begging you on all fours. Ring that bell, grab your buns. The hippo bought a BBQ's begun. And gather round, a brand new flavor's coming to your town. From the shores of Maine to California, they're gonna see my kicks down at the old buffet. I'm 3,000 pounds of meat, come on, give me a try. I'm bleeding, come on, eat some of my hippo pot pie. Oh, don't knock it till you've had a taste. Get your Yankee ass on board with the beef of the lake.
Hey, Shane might have a career in music.
They're telling me you've never wanted a change. All your days spent chewing chicken, turkey, and pork. It's punch o'clock and it's high time you sample some strange. What more could you want than a wet, wet burger from the swamp? Say goodbye, I won't tell your wife. I'm so delicious that I'll ruin your life. Grab a bowl, take a seat. My big ol' hippo ass is here for you to eat. Marinated in the bayou stew. My slopping chops are gonna make you drool. I'm 3,000 pounds of meat, won't you give me a try? I'm pleading, come on, eat some of my hippo pot pie. Oh, don't knock it till you have a taste. Get your Yankee ass on board with the beef of the lake. There's a little some mustard on my lower back. Oh yeah, that feels nice. Sriracha, ketchup up in my hippo crack. I don't mind the spice. That's how you garnish a hippo. Oh, and don't forget, a couple pickles on my big old hippo nipples. Throw some charcoal on the pit. Let it go on, roast me on the spit. I really think I'm pretty good in a stew. I'm just a simple bayou hippo wanting inside of you. I'm 3,000 pounds of meat and I'm ready to die. Just to treat you to the ecstasy of hippo pot pie. Don't knock it till you've had a taste. Get your Yankee ass on board with the beef of the leg.
Oh, what a juicy performance.
No, nobody.
Now,
Okay.
let's see how we did. You guys are never gonna believe this.
Ryan
But
lost.
according to the algorithm, this week's History Master is Ryan Bergara.
Oh, what?
Whoa! Sarah, thanks for trying. Hey, you've already got a couple trophies.
okay.
We've actually had a supply chain issue with the trophies this season, so we don't have a coveted cup for you, but come get your prize! Here it is,
Ooh, what's that?
the official moisturizer of History Masters. Here you go, buddy. Come get it. Come on.
Puppet.
Yes, it's real.
Well, now I'm jealous because I do
Like,
want that.
Here you go. Congrats!
Wait, what?
You okay?
What's that?
Puppet cream. It's for champs. Apply daily.
It's for champs! Make sure you use that a lot. You gotta moisturize that skin of yours. Put some on, yes. Put it on the skin.
Yeah, you get a little air in there. There. Oh,
There you
a powerful.
Rub that in. Rub.
Hey, wild, bro. But yeah, like Ryan was saying, it was a really shortage of hippos. It was kind of like, it kind of started off with hippos for like, maybe like 10 or 12 minutes. And after that, it kind of just went straight into two scouts trying to kill each other. So it was kind of like, okay, I kind of understood like the meat shortages. If the video was just about hippos, I'd probably say the video would have been like maybe 10, 20 minutes at most. But I think that it kind of went off track a little bit, but it connected really well because at the same time, they were kind of like scouts, but then they were talking about the hippos, and then dude went off and it just became about the Black Panther the entire time. So it was kind of like two videos mixed in one. But let me know down in the comment section which videos you guys would like me to react to next. If you guys enjoyed this one, let me know down in the comment section. Also, that song was pretty dope. I really hope Shane actually like gets into music and kind of do like the little Weird Al kind of like parody type music videos. I think he would do really well with that. I don't know if he's writing the songs, but whoever writing it is like really good. It's really catchy and it's funny as hell.